We on the air.
All righty, indeed. Peace and greetings to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco in Northwestern Mexico. How are you? Alrighty, guys. Welcome to our Holy Koran Devotional Countdown for AstroCivics Sunday. It's number 65, and we're doing chapter 9 now for the Holy Koran Devotional Countdown. You guys know I'm here with our magnificent and beloved brother, whom well pleased, Brother Sean. And guys, you might as well get all the screenshots you can of 7healstar.com because I think by the 15th, which is next day, tomorrow, I think it will be done for. I opted out in continuing to transact for it. Finances for that could be going to something else, actually. You know what I mean? Like more food or stuff in the house or something. You know what I'm saying? For example, have more energy to do more lives in other places or whatever. And so you guys want to book a session, you can book a session. How you been booking it? Like through text, phone, email, direct message on Instagram, inbox on TikTok. Like that's how it's going to be. So probably be the last you see 7healstar.com even in the title. Because it's like having a pair of Jordans and don't play basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, I got these 13s though. Like, stop it. For what? For what purpose? You know what I'm saying? And plus, when things were successful anyway, it was more successful. What would you say, Brother Sean? Facebook, like for in my experience, it'd be Facebook, Instagram, and maybe people seeing us on YouTube. That's about it. I can't even say doing advertisements really help. It's really just the lives, doing the lives, having a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, TikTok too. Yeah, I'll throw that in there.
Yeah. How did you come? Did you come across me via 7healstar.com or let's
Oh,
even
how
talk
did I
about
come
that?
across you? It might have
Typically through
been,
the
I think the
website.
YouTube. It might have been a
See,
YouTube.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like
Because
we just
I remember how exactly it's like YouTube, but I remember getting the instrumental CD. And then when I got my reading, I was like, yo, bro, you the same brother I got the instrumental CD from years ago. Like, what? That's wild. Like, so yeah, I think it was through the YouTube.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the to have the website would just be doing charity by giving the GoDaddy. Like it's not even worth it. Actually, it really isn't. It's not even worth it. However, so yeah, that's one announcement on that. So yeah, that's just kind of where it is, and because what I'm doing is I'm enjoying, simplifying things that we have, simplifying the things that we're to do, and just continue being the students that we are studying to be. You know what I mean? Having our character intact, making sure we're being, who we need to be at all times based on actually studying Prophet Noble Drew Ali's lessons, not just getting it by osmosis of just calling ourselves Moorish American. You know what I mean? Like, we're actually putting in time to really meet Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his literature, meeting Charles Mosley Bay in his literature, right? And the books that we get, these are some of them from RV Bay Publications, being able to meet whoever's authoring those books in their, and meeting them in their literature and being able to have the mindset and the hearts that we have, sharing these things how we're sharing them, right? And that's the way I see it. You know what I mean? That's what I think is best. Other than that, anything else, Brother Sean? Any other announcement before we get started? Because you're going to do the invocation in. Is there anything else you can think of?
No, guys, just get your reading and share us out, you know. That's all I really can say, you know. It might feel a little repetitive, but just to really say it, as we continue to move forward with things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you guys donate, right? For real. Probably, soon I think too, I'm gonna do a series also on I think Synastry astrology, but I want to, get a few people that's out there in the relationship counseling world, maybe to be a guest on Seven Hill Star to, for them to speak on what it is that they're doing as far as that's concerned, and then me showing how maybe the things that they're speaking on can be seen in like an astrology chart. When me and Brother Sean can go into a chart, let's say we pick a famous couple, so to speak, and maybe, the relationship being, counselor, or maybe have some insights or some perspectives about that. And then we look at the synastry. I think it would make it very interesting, right? Maybe you guys know, maybe you're looking at some of them out there. I know, you know, not we're not looking for Kevin Samuels type stuff. All right, not at all. I think one suggestion I would make is Karen Seitz,
Aaron Sites.
Karyn, yeah, Karyn, Seitz. She has a YouTube channel called The Good Wife School. I think she has a sensible way of seeing things. You know what I'm saying? She claims she used to be like a yoga, instructor. She calls it being woo woo. I guess being metaphysical is woo woo and out there. But I think she's a Albion daughter with the Moorish mark, respectfully. But just kind of looking at that, and instead of like those, some channels out there that are like, you gotta game and or you gotta play hard to get. It's like, in the spirit of my Scorpio moon, I think Karen Seitz is really hitting on some psychology thing. And I just thought, I was like, this would be good to kind of like tie that in with synastry astrology, even though I know at this time and what it is that she does in teaching, being the one who, started the community for the Good Wife School. I think there would be, she might not be totally into the astrology, but I can see how, these are some things that can be incorporated. You know what I mean? Because what I'm seeing is when I think about the beginning of the Quran, dear mothers, teach these lessons to your little ones so that they may learn to love instead of hate. Dear fathers, by these lessons, you can set your house in order so that your little ones will learn to love instead of hate. And I'm trusting that when people actually look at Karen Seitz' presentation, of course, her titles are clickbait nonetheless. But a lot of times when I'm looking at what I've observed, I'll look in the comments and I'm reading in the comments, and it's about 50-50. Some people are pissed that they're showing it to, their consort, their so-called wife, and they're upset. So they call this woman a woman hater and all these other things. And then to see the ones that go, yeah, at first I was, against my husband or whatever when he first showed it to me. But then once I gave it a shot and was honest with myself, I could see what's going on. And that's why, the whole dear mothers teach these lessons to your little ones. That's across the board. Government starts with family, and family starts with mother. And so if she's out of order in any way, shape, or form and making excuses for it, I'm telling you, it's going to be a pattern, you know what I mean, of broken family, results. You know what I mean? Never a solid relationship, always broken family stuff, right? So that's why I'm thinking like I kind of might want to do a synastry series, but that would take, maybe more than just having Karen Seitz as a guest. Of course, I would still have to, send out an email to her, see if she's with it or whatever. You know what I mean? But maybe finding some other sensible, beings out there that do like couples, things and bring this merge between synastry, right? And then relationship psychology and bring that merge. Because that's kind of always been an interest of mine also. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why are we doing astrology? Because there was some relationship that took place that allows us to have this natal chart, right? That's why I'm looking at it that way. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. I think it will be great. honestly, you know, to have that, especially in the community with copper toned people. I don't think relationship psychological health is normally popular because usually 80% of relationships are destroyed. Like even a statistic that Karen Sykes had put up on our site, she said most divorce, 80% of divorce is first pursued by the woman in the relationship. 80%.
Yes.
Right? And it's due to the fact of a lack of knowing that the happiness, everyone's responsible for their own happiness. Happiness and unhappiness is internal. And then sometimes people will weaponize certain things they know about you to try to make it seem like you're the one at fault in the relationship. And that's why I'm thinking, like, man, I wonder if she had like clients that were willing to give their astrology charts and we could actually look at their charts, how they started and then where they progressed, I think we would see some beautiful things. I really do. I really think we would see some beautiful things. But that's it for the opening announcements, guys. I think that's where we started. We're going to be brief with this too. Brother Sean's going to do the invocation in. I'm going to do the first letter to be read in every meeting. Brother Sean's going to do the second letter to be read in every meeting. Then we're going to do chapter 9, another one of my favorite verses. Let's not get it twisted. You guys know I love the Quran. All righty. Overall, I love the Quran. All right. However, like chapter 12, chapter 9 is another one of my faves. And here, guys, you see we're here at the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Administrative Functions, pages 48 and 49. Prophet Noble Drawley, founder, standing there handsomely, Dugard in his Moorish fez and a box. And guys, here is our invocation in terms of Moorish American prayer. We're going to extend all 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index and middle on the right. We're going to face east, which metaphysically denotes going within. And we can repeat after Brother Sean either aloud or in our hearts. Islam.
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 Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Ameen.
All righty, guys. First letter to be read in every meeting. Following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January 1928, Anno Domini. Guys, that is literally about 3.5 days away. All right, the anniversary of that. Right, so about 96 years ago. Right? He commanded that it be read before every meeting. Administrative functions. Moor Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue, Noble Drew Ali, founder, Chicago, Illinois, January 18, 1929. To be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother Islam, I'm glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. And now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. Need finance, and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my, quote, fame and nobility, end quote, period. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Noble Drew. Ali. And now we're going to excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper. This particular book is termed The Moorish Literature. We see on page 12, handsomely standing due guard in his Moorish studies says and abides Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And on page 13, we yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom well pleased, Brother Shawnee Mel. Islam.
Islam, divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims. Governor is ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches or at work, in their homes, on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive the reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. Our true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by the prophet. Scrolling up a little bit, bro.
Gotcha.
Prophet. All right. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways, by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
All right. Guys, now we're going to chapter 9. Jesus attends a feast in Behar, and here he taught human equality. It's one of my favorite joints, right? Because just to preface it, you know, I look at it like Jesus is in the hood one day, and someone who is well respected in the streets, it's like, oh snap, there go my man Jesus. Man, I'm about to throw a barbecue, right? Let me get all the scammers, stick-up boys, and thoughts to stop scamming, to stop sticking up people, and to stop thotting out there, right? And have them come hear my man Jesus speak. That's how I'm seeing this. That's my mindset. So this is how I'm looking at this. So I trust no one gets offended. If you do, I really don't care. I'm so used to being kind and people turning my kindness into some kind of weapon, you know what I mean, or whatever. So it is what it is. So let us read along with our beloved brother, who well please, Brother Sean Mel, and I'll do my yeah, serious member kind of bad living. All righty. So with that, I yield the floor. Islam.
All right. The fame of Jesus as a teacher spread through all the land, and people came from near and far to hear his words of truth. At Bahar, on the sacred river of the Brahms, he taught for many days. And Ak, a wealthy man of Bahar, made
What's
a
up,
feast.
Just let me stop.
What's up, Ak?
What's good, Ak? Go ahead,
A wealthy man of Bahar made a feast in honor of his guest, and he invited the whole hood to come.
Islam, he sure did. He invited the whole hood. Come on now. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
And many came, among them jack boys, scammers, and the holes of the thotties, or thieves, extortioners, and courtesans. And Jesus sat with them and taught. But they who followed him were much aggrieved, because he sat with thieves and courtesans.
They were much aggrieved because he sat with stick-up boys and I thought he sat with extortioners too. people scamming people. How come they weren't aggrieved by that? And the reason I'm going to just spoiler alert, because they're about to extort Yeshua, right? Jesus, they're about to extort him and then extort the people, right? They about to put their hands up under his armpits, right? Upbraid it. They're going to upbraid him and be like, let me holler at you real quick. Teacher, Rabboni, master of the wise. Go ahead, bro. I yield.
And they upbraided him. They said, Rabboni, master of the wise, this day will be an evil day for you. The news will spread that you consort with courtesans, and men will shun you as they shun the asp.
Yeah, people gonna be all on social media talking about you, right? I yield.
And Jesus answered them and said, a master never screens itself for sake of reputation or of fame.
Yeah, so I'm not about to not be around these types of people because you think it's going to mess up my quote fame and nobility end quote period. Like it's not what I'm here for. I'm here to, if there's a open mind and open heart that's willing to listen, you know what I mean? And we invite, and I'm invited to teach, and you here on the strength of me, then why trying to extort me? I yield.
These are but worthless babbles of the day. They arise and sink like empty bottles on the stream. They are illusions and will pass away.
Islam.
They are the indices to what the thoughtless think. They are the noise that people make, and shallow men judge merit by the noise.
Correct. They want to judge you by what you look like, what you have, which is thoughts of the thoughtless. People that really aren't well studied, people that are shallow, people that have an Egyptian mindset. For Egypt, metaphysically, is mental bondage to sense consciousness. That's the metaphysical definition for Egypt. Mental bondage to sense consciousness. I yield, bro. Islam.
Allah and all master men judge men by what they are, and not by what they seem to be, not by their reputation and their fame.
Islam. That's why I'm so glad, reading that letter, the first letter we read in every meeting, and then coming across 9 and 10, talking about fame again. Like, come on, man. That's why I said it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to draw these connections and do these lives. I yield, bro. Islam.
These courtesans and thieves are children of my Father Allah. Their soul are just as precious in his sight as yours, or of the Brahmic priest.
Look at that. You sitting there judging them based off what they look like, or what they, what you think their reputation is, or what they may be known for, but that might not be their soul. It might be someone who's going through some things and growing through some things. I yield, bro. Islam.
And they are working out the same life sums that you have solved. You men who look at them with scorn. And some of them have solved much harder sums than you have solved. You men who look at them with scorn.
Like you sitting there judging them, looking at them with your nose turned up. And we're guests at a function that a brother sent, and he invited them. You know what I mean? Like, it's disrespectful. Go ahead, I yield.
Yes, they are sinners and confess their guilt while you are guilty, but are shrewd enough to have a polished coat to cover up your guilt.
Trying to act all holier than thou and whatnot, as if what you look like on the outside means that you're better than them. And by saying what they look like on the outside and what their reputation is, what they're known for, makes them less than you. And that's not true. That's not true at all. It's about that soul, right? The seat of the mind, so to speak, right? Or the mind is where the soul sits. Let me say that. So that which seats the mind, right? I yield.
Suppose you men who scorn the courtesans, these drunkards and these thieves, who know that you are pure in heart and life, that you are better far than they, stand forth that men know just who you are.
Salam. Well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up.
The sin lies in the wish, in the desire, not in the act.
Correct. You think just because they do something that makes them who they are. That's where the sin lies. The sin is in the thinking. What are you desiring to do? What are you wishing to do? And so 9 times out of 10, if you're looking at these people and the acts they doing, but what if they wish and desire something that's way better than the things that you're thinking? You men who look at them with scorn. I yell, bro, Islam.
You covet other people's wealth. You look at charming forms, and deep within your hearts, you lust for them.
Islam.
Deceit you practice every day and wish for gold, for honor, and for fame, just for your selfish selves.
Mm-hmm.
The man who covets is a thief, and she who lusts is courtesan. You who are none of these, speak out. Ain't nobody say shit. The accusers held their peace.
Yes, they did. They said nothing.
And Jesus said, the proof this day is all against those who have accused. The pure in heart do not accuse. The vile in heart who want to cover up their guilt with holy smoke of piety are ever-loathing drunkard, thief, and courtesans.
Mm-hmm. The pure in heart do not accuse. That's major right there. I yield.
This loathing and this scorn is mockery, for if the tinsel coat of reputation could be torn away, the loud professor would be found to revel in his lusts, deceit, and many forms of secret sin.
Talking about the people that upbraided him. Like, yeah, man, you trying to act like you all better than and whatnot. Go ahead, bro.
The man who spends his time in pulling other people's weeds can have no time to pull his own. And all the choicest flowers of life will soon be choked and die, and nothing will remain but darnel, thistles, and burrs.
Indeed. Just focus on oneself. Make yourself better. Take these lessons, you know what I mean, and do what you do. And being better instead of, pointing out some flaws of someone else or accusing them of not being worthy of something. I yield.
And Jesus spoke a parable. He said, behold, a farmer had great fields of ripened grain. And when he looked, he saw that blades of many stalks of wheat were bent and broken down. And when he sent his reapers forth, he said, we will not save the stalks of wheat that have the broken blades. Go forth and cut and burn the stalks with broken blades.
I like this story. This is now, Jesus telling the story to those that came with him, right? Now he telling the story, right? And interrupting what he was, telling the stick up boy scammers and thoughts. Their lesson got interrupted. Now he's got to give a sidebar lesson to those that he brought with him. Go ahead, I yield, bro. Islam.
Mm-hmm. And after many days, he went to measure up his grain. but not a kernel he could find. And then he called the harvesters and said to them, "Where's my grain? Where the grain at?"
I thought I had all this. I yell, bro, it's not.
They answered him and said, "We did according to your word, yo. We gathered up and burned the stalks with broken blades, and not a stalk was left to carry to the barn." And Jesus said, "If Allah saves only those who have no broken blades, who have been perfect, who have been perfected in his sight, who will be saved?" And the accusers shut all that accusing shit up, dropped their heads, and left. And Jesus said, "Yeah," and left.
Indeed. 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 Indeed, man. Just beautiful. Chapter 9 is just beautiful. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's check the chat. Right? Let's check the chat. Let's see. Boom. Boom. Let's see. All righty, checking the chat. Mother Sahar says, "Peaceful greetings, Brother Hasan and Brother Sean, to everyone in the chat." Indeed. See, Thomas says, "Islam." He's laughing at the whole hood. Yes. Yes. Brother Corey, the whole hood. Mother Carmisha says, "Peace and love to you two Moors and all Moors. Islam." Indeed, Mother Carmisha, peaceful greetings in Islam. See, Thomas says, "Islam, it's like people want you to hate someone because they hate them, or judge you for what you put out of expression, i.e. art, music, etc." Indeed. I mean, man, I know it across the board. You know what I mean? Out in public and private at home. I'm telling you, it's like the more you know, it's like you got to make sure not only that you're on point, but you also got to deal with being judged. You know what I mean? And having your character famed, both in public and in private, so to speak, as they say. So yeah, man, that definitely happens. You know what I mean? Especially when you know what you know. You know what I mean? Especially when you're like well studied. Sunshine L says, "Love this chapter." Indeed, Sunshine, indeed. Mother Sahar says, "Indeed, negative thoughts are seeds being planted." Indeed. Sunshine and Mother Sahar, they're both laughing. Because I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite chapters, so I already know what y'all was laughing at. Love that. The pure in heart do not accuse. Indeed, Mother Sahar. Indeed. And Brother C. Thomas says, "It's right on time." Right? Yeah, that was, chapter 12 is interesting. This is, and that what we just went over was chapter 9. All right. So chapter 9 is on time too. I see Thomas. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, these are the things that I think are important. See, when looking at my astrology chart, my chart personally, I have the vertex in Scorpio. And so where my vertex is in Scorpio, it is I'm here for self-mastery. And so since I'm here for self-mastery and to master myself, I can easily enjoy the Quran because I know things that I, experience in actual life, you know what I mean, are only there to be a challenge for my spiritual growth, right? So that I can be the master that I'm supposed to be, according to what it says in the astrology. Not calling myself a master. I just know there's a part of my chart when I look at it, when I look at that vertex and I analyze it and get second opinions about it, it leads to self-mastery. Where, I could be more than loving and more than giving in information and be highly intellectual. However, that may mean I need to deal with those that can't do those things, you know, can't give those things, can't give love, can't give the intellect, can't give patience. So a lot of times, you know, just like how Jesus is talking to, you know, the stick up boys, the scammers and the thoughts, you know what I mean? Usually when you're someone that's on self-mastery, that's the type of beings you'll come across. And even those that are closest to you will try to judge you in your mission as you're doing what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, bro, Corey. No worries, man. Yeah, definitely chapter 9. But I did say earlier, I was like, yeah, it's one of my favorites along with chapter 12. But yeah, this is chapter 9 though. But yeah, that's no worries. But yeah, like I really do enjoy these last, now I'm in my 10th year, these last 10 years of my life, you know, by sincerely studying, I'm able to be who I need to be, you know what I mean, at all times, you know, and allow myself to enjoy, you know, me being on the path of self-mastery, having self-control, and being able to assist where I'm called upon. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I guess I, you know, would like to see happen a little more is us to have access to resources abundantly in perpetuity without having to really be bothered with, oh, we need this much finance. Or even in the first letter to be read in every meeting, Prophet Noble Dryly published. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. That's where it is. That's how it goes, you know? Any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once. I'm open for questions, comments, and or suggestions. Just to let you guys know again, yeah, that was chapter 9 that we went over just now, right? Jesus attends a feast in Behar, and here he taught human equality. It's funny, he had to teach it to those that are right there with him on his side, right? The same people of his side of the nation that claim it was a joke and unreal. Let me stop. I'm just saying, man. You can see it clearly. You know?
Man, next cycle is gonna be another good one too.
Yeah. Yeah, chapter 8 is going to be the bomb, man. Jesus reveals to the people of their sinful ways, right? Which in the second letter to be read in every meeting, you know, Prophet Noble Dryly says he's here to redeem his people from their sinful ways, right? So you can make that comparison next Sunday, right? All right. So with that being said, guys, questions, comments, and or suggestions going Twiz eyes. All righty. This is where I and Brother Sean will say, be ye selves and make sure you guys donate. You know, I will put in the description both our Cash Apps respectfully. Yeah, because remember, guys, we do this for free. So you don't want to see us wasting away from starvation. You know, donate. All right. That's why both Cash Apps are there. Unless you give a note by sending the one Cash App, like split this with your brother. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Leave a note like that. Other than that, send to the Cash Apps respectively. All right. With that being said, questions, comments, and or suggestions going three sides. All righty. Let's do our invocation out. Right. Hey, Mother Janelle and Mother Janelle Black Shells, that's peaceful greetings. We're going to do our invocation out, and then you guys can check the replay if you're just coming in. and you will enjoy as you read along with your Quran that you have either digital or physical copy. And we're going to do the invocation now. We're going to extend all 5 appendages on the left hand, just the index and the middle on the right hand. We're going to face east, which metaphysically denotes within. And we're going to stand with our feet on a 45-degree angle. You can repeat after me either aloud or in your hearts. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
To his holy prophet.
To his holy prophet.
Noble, true, Ali.
Noble, true, Ali.
Amen. All righty, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. Go back and look at that replay. I'm going to sit here and drink me some agua. All righty. And eventually get ready for some victuals. All right. If there's no more questions, comments, and/or suggestions, guys, this is where we say when you go to go to eat, get some victuals, of course. Enjoy yourself. Make sure you're eating that which makes you happy. Speak over it to be that which is very helpful to you in your growths. Sincere gratitude indeed, Mother Sahar, indeed. Right? And when you guys go and rest and recharge later, rest and recharge well. And like I said, guys, this is the next to last day for 7healstar.com. We're no longer going to be giving GoDaddy any finances for 7healstar.com. So you guys already know you can reach us through even commenting in the comments on YouTube. You know what I mean? I'll get a notification. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's just other means that people can reach us. The Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok. And I know on Instagram the number is open, to everyone to call across the planet, right? That number is international, so you guys can definitely call. And you can, and you can DM our brother Sean. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the reason why you haven't even really been seeing us advertise that much either, because, like I said, when people come to us, it's because we went live. Honestly, I just got to look at these last 3 years or so, and I go back and evaluate everything. It's best to just go live. You know what I mean? Go live. It's still in the spirit of, like, in the music industry, you make all your finances on the road performing, live. So that's just kind of where it is, and that's what we're doing. So don't be sad that we won't have 7healstar.com. Like I said, that finance can be used to getting some food or something. You know what I mean? Things that's necessary, that's needed. So with that, guys, we love you all on behalf of 7healstar astrology firm. It is I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, Brother Sean Lee Mel, Brother Corey Bey, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, and Brother Aura'Strology Bey, is where we say to ye all, we love ye all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.